Kings Island is an amusement park located in Mason, Ohio, owned by Cedar Fair. Today I'll be reviewing this amusement park, telling you what I thought about the park, what some other people thought, and whether or not you should come out and experience Kings Island for yourself. First of all, Kings Island has 14 roller coasters, but we'll get into those later. They've got 8 defunct roller coasters, 2 of which I got the opportunity to ride, Vortex and Firehawk. Let's talk about the park's past a little bit. The first Kings Island coaster that went defunct was a coaster called Bavarian Beetle, which is a Panfari, so nothing too special. The Bat was replaced with Top Gun, which is the same ride model, a aerodynamic suspended swinging coaster, which was later renamed to Bat. Again, Demon was an aerodynamic shuttle loop coaster. You can find only a few left in the world, one of them at Frontier Town in Oklahoma. King Cobra was a Togo stand-up coaster, so I reckon it was pretty bad. Scooby's Ghoster Coaster was a family coaster. Son of Beast is the infamous roller coaster that used to be at the park, and it was notorious for being rough. My parents got the opportunity to ride it, and let's just say they didn't like it. Finally, Firehawk and Vortex were 2 roller coasters that were just removed recently, in 2018 and 2019. They were both pretty fun. Firehawk was a Tacoma Dutchman model, and Vortex was an aerodynamics looping roller coaster. Kings Island used to be owned by Paramount before getting bought by Cedar Fair. Now that you've heard a little bit of the park's past, let's get into the current time. There are multiple areas of this park, but let's start off with the area that you'll see when you first enter the park. This is International Street. International Street's most famous, most popular attraction is the scaled-down replica of the Eiffel Tower. You can take an elevator up, and once you're at the top, you get a great view of the park. It's amazing. To the sides of International Street, there are some shops and dining that you can look at or eat at. I didn't go into any of them, but it seemed like a very nice entrance to the park. They've got fountains in the middle. It's extremely pretty, and at night, they have a fountain show, so it's pretty cool. I haven't gotten to see it, but I'm just going off of what other people have said. They've also got a few classic rides, including a merry-go-round, a scrambler, and bumper cars. That's about it for International Streets. It's one of the smallest areas in the park, not in land, but in activities to do. But still, there are a lot of activities to do. Planet Snoopy is the kids section of the park. They've got plenty of rides for the little kids, as well as a few for the 8 to 9-year-olds of the park. We'll be talking about the 3 coasters in this part of the park first. The Great Pumpkin Coaster is a very small kids coaster that I found to be surprisingly fun when I rode it. It is totally the best ride in the park. Not really, sarcasm. Flying Aerial Chase was a rough inverted coaster. It was not fun at all, it just hurt. I would not recommend allowing this to be your kid's first ever roller coaster because of the pain. It may cause your kid to not like roller coasters. Woodstock Express is my favorite roller coaster in this area. It's a wood coaster with some good small pops of airtime. I found it to be rather intense for a family coaster, in the back row at least. Some might consider this one as a coaster, so I'm going to say it now. Surf Dog is a cool ride that I didn't experience, but other people say that it's fun. The other attractions in this area are Boo Blasters on Boo Hill, which is a shooting dark ride. I found it to be rather tame and cheesy, but it was fun. Race for Your Life Charlie Brown is a small log flume. Linus's Launcher is a paraglider style ride. Kite Eating Tree is your frog hopper. Sally's Seaplane is, I don't know what it's called, but I describe it as a little kid's version of a Husk Frisbee like Delirium. Woodstock Gliders is a flying scooters attraction. Character Carousel is, of course, the carousel. Woodstock Whirlybirds is like a monorail. It's small, but it'll give you a cool view of Planet Snoopy. Snoopy vs. Red Baron is a little plane ride. Charlie Brown's Wind-Up is a small swing ride. Joe Cool's Dodgem School is a little bumper cars ride meant for kids. Venus 500 is a little antique car ride for kids. And Snoopy's Junction is practically the same thing, except you're driving little trains. Peanuts Off-Road Rally is a little car ride, and last but not least, in this area, we have Linus's Beetle Boats, a ride similar to Peanuts Off-Road Rally. I got to ride a few rides like Boo Blasters on Boo Hill, which was pretty fun. I remember I got to ride some other rides. I got to ride Joe Cool's Dodgem School and Snoopy vs. Red Baron whenever I was really little, so that was pretty cool. Some parts of this area of the park feel a bit run down, especially around Boo Blasters, the Shooting North ride, but then others are so vibrant and colorful, like around Woodstock Express and the Great Pumpkin Coaster. Right next to Planet Snoopy is the Picnic Grove area, which is an area only for special events at the park, such as CoasterCon or something similar. Next area of the park we're going to cover is Rivertown, which has some of the most popular rides in this whole park. First off, Diamondback is the first one we're going to talk about. This is a B&M Hyper Roller Coaster. It was pretty fun, though I got stapled, so I couldn't get the possible best airtime and ride experience. It was still fun though. Right next to Diamondback is Mystic Timbers, which was a GCL wood coaster with a lot of airtime. Not too strong for the average person, but enough to please coaster enthusiasts. The Beast is probably the most well-known roller coaster at Kings Island. It's the longest wood coaster in the world, and it's pretty fun too. Not the most intense ride in the world, but it's definitely a fun coaster. Backlot Stunt Coaster is a launch family coaster, which it's not super intense, but it's pretty fun. The launch was surprisingly forceful, and some of those scenery items and special effects were amazing. Going right beside Mystic Timbers is the KI and Miami Valley Railroad, KI standing for Kings Island, which is the park's train ride. It delivers you from the front end of the park, or it delivers you from the back end of Kings Island to their water park, Soak City. Soak City is Kings Island's water park that is included in park admission, so you're essentially still in the same park, you just can't see the rest of the park. This area has a few slides, but feels pretty run down. I know that they have been revamping this area, so it might be different now. They've got some fun slides. I got to ride the Mat Racers and a few other slides I forgot the name of. I remember that there is a trapdoor slide, but I didn't get to go on them. Soak City is a pretty cool water park, but again, like I said, it needs a bit of revamping. Next area of the park, Coney Mall, has some classic attractions, and then some other cool attractions. They've got Windseeker, they've got Kings Mills Antique Autos, which is an antique car ride that opened in 2019, so I haven't gotten on it. Shake, Rattle, and Roll is a scrambler attraction, and Zephyr is an intense swing ride. So pretty cool. Monster is another scrambler ride at the park, which is very similar to Shake, Rattle, and Roll. Scrambler is also a scrambler style attraction that is very much like Monster and Shake, Rattle, and Roll. The only roller coaster in this area is Racer, which is a racing roller coaster by Philadelphia Toboggan Coasters. It's quite fun. That's about it for this area, except they have a restaurant, which is Jukebox Dinner, which was pretty good. Area 72 is right behind Coney Mall, which has two roller coasters, which are Flight of Fear and Orion. Flight of Fear I found to be a pretty fun and forceful launch coaster. I haven't ridden Orion yet. That's all Area 72 has. Orion replaced Firehawk, which was the Tacoma Flying Dutchman model. Next up, we've got Oktoberfest. This area has Adventure Express, which is the park's mine train. It's a family coaster, and I actually found it to be quite fun. Slingshot is a cool-looking ride that I sadly haven't gotten to do yet, and Viking Fury is the pirate ship's ride. My dad and sister said it was pretty fun. The final area in this park is Action Zone, which is probably my favorite area of the park, even though it doesn't have the best coaster in the park. Starting off, Delirium is a Husk Frisbee attraction that's pretty cool. It isn't too intense, but it'll prepare you for some of the other rides in the park. Drop Tower is, well, a drop tower. I haven't done it yet because I didn't like drop towers at the time, but if I go back, I'd absolutely love to do it. Caligo Falls is the log flume of the park, which will get you wet. Haven't done it, but looks cool. Extreme Sky Flyer is the sky coaster. looks like a pretty cool sky coaster. I love both sky coasters that I've ridden so far, so I'm pretty sure this one would be fun too. And Vertigo is a Vekoma and Vertigo model, and it's surprisingly fun. Not too intense, but it's just fun. Bat, an aerodynamic suspended coaster, is an okay ride. It's pretty rough, but also has a great first drop. And the best coaster in this part of the park is Banshee, a B&M invert. It's pretty intense with some great elements, but not too intense for the average person. As you can tell, Kings Island sort of has a well-rounded coaster lineup. I mean, all of the coasters in the park are geared more toward the average person, not necessarily thrill seekers or coaster enthusiasts. Something I'd change was to add just one coaster at the park that says crazy stuff like Storm Chaser or Maverick or something, as it'll give coaster enthusiasts something to really look forward to during their day. I get that it's not coaster enthusiasts who go into the gates every day, but Kings Island has 15 roller coasters, and neither of them are really geared toward coaster enthusiasts. Something I just noticed, and the flat ride collection is amazing. And though I didn't go on many flat rides, I've been on the same ride models at other parks, such as the Sky Coaster and Chain Swings, so they've got an overall great collection of flat rides. The park overall is very pretty. They've got plenty of trees, decorations, and it's overall just very calming. For one, they've got the Eiffel Tower. They've got a very cool clock made of plants with Roman numerals. Everything just looks nice. Everything except for the water park, really. But I like it. It's also very clean, and there's pretty much no trash in the park at all. Throughout the park, there are multiple cool shows. The shows are switched out, so I don't know what shows are at the park now. But when I went to the park back in 2018, there was a dog show and a high diving show. It was pretty cool. The next thing we're going to talk about is the staff. Kings Island, I've heard, has some really well staffed. My visit in 2018 went very well with the staff, as they were very nice and were just overall fun. We planned the visit to the park one weekend, but it had to be moved to the next weekend due to rain and severe weather storms at the park. The guest services were really kind and gave us a rain check and allowed us to return the next weekend with absolutely no cost. Speaking of costs, that's the next subject we're going to get into. The costs have changed since the last time I've been to the park, so let's look at the website. Starting off with the daily tickets, they start from $39.99, so not too bad. That's lower than the price you're going to pay for an amusement park nearly 3 times smaller. Kentucky Kingdom. If you're coming after 4 o'clock, you can get the tickets for just $35, which is a bit expensive, but lines are generally shorter in the evening. The Kings Island Summer Pass will get you into the park for unlimited visits during the summer and Soak City. It includes free parking, 10% off food and merchandise. You can bring your friends for just $30. But that's about it. The total cost ends up being about $109, which is great considering that you can get access all summer. The Gold Pass totals out to $140. You will get the same price of the Summer Pass, except you can get unlimited hours to the park all of Kings Island's operating days, not just the summer. And you can get early entry to the park. The Platinum Pass is quite expensive. However, this has a whole heck of a lot of perks. This pass will get you all of what you heard above, but it will get you into every single Cedar Fair park, including California's Great America, Canada's Wonderland, Carowinds, Cedar Point, Dorney Park, Kings Dominion, Knott's Berry Farm, Michigan's Adventure Valley Fair, and Worlds of Fun. So you get access to multiple amusement parks across America. The 2023 Prestige Pass costs the most, but it doesn't include every single Cedar Fair park. The differences between this and the Gold Pass are that you get enhanced park rewards, you get preferred parking, you get a preferred entrance, and you get 1 fast lane use per visit. Two free Bring a Friend tickets are included, and you're also getting access to VIP areas of the park. And it ends up ringing to be $350 for the total year. Now, this is a new thing at Kings Island since I've been, so I'm not exactly sure how it is. Now, let's get into some upgrades that you can find with the tickets, starting with the Fast Lane. The Fast Lane will cost about $80, but it'll save you a lot of time whenever you want to ride all the rides in the park. It can increase in price the busier the day is. The Fast Lane season pass is almost $800, which is pretty expensive, but you get Fast Lane literally all summer. Cedar Point sells a Fast Pass Platinum Pass, which gives you access to Fast Lane at all Cedar Fair parks. I'm not exactly sure how much it costs, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Now, Fun Picks is $28 for a single day and $57 for all year. This can get you access to photos taken during rides or character meets and greet photos. It's a lot cheaper than individually buying your own on-ride photos. Dining plans are always a good thing to consider, as they are generally way more cheap than getting the park food individually. A single meal dining plan is going to be around $16, which is already saving you about $15. An all-day dining plan is going to cost $31, which would save you probably about $45, assuming that you eat 3 meals per day. You can eat in every 90 minutes, and if you do that, you can probably save like $75 or something. To get all-day dining and free refills, it's going to cost about $43. And it's the same thing as all-day dining, except you can get refills on your drink every 15 minutes. And for the all-season dining plan, you can save a lot of money, depending on how often you visit the park. Drinks aren't included in the price of $109, and you can only eat 2 meals per day. But assuming that you come about 4 to 5 times in the year, you're still going to save quite a bit of money. Merchandise at Kings Island is pretty good. I got a Banshee snow globe for only $7, and the average park would probably charge $10 to $15. I got a couple of t-shirts, and they were pretty good prices. One of the places near Kings Island to stay is Great Wolf Lodge. I didn't go there, but I hear that it's a pretty good place to stay. It's a bit expensive, around $150 per person, so very expensive, especially if you aren't doing any of the other attractions at Great Wolf Lodge. There are a couple of other hotels at the park, but they aren't major, so I'm not going to name them right now. Some amusement parks nearby include Cedar Point, Indiana Beach, Holiday World, Kentucky Kingdom, and Beach Bend. I've gotten to the opportunity to visit all of them, and if you had to choose any of them, I'd recommend going to Cedar Point the most for the best experience. But would I recommend visiting Kings Island? Absolutely. They're owned by the same people who own Cedar Point, so it has very similar feels. Like I said, Kings Island does have a lot of general public-oriented coasters. None really for the coaster enthusiasts specifically, so make sure to expect that whenever you visit the park. Anyways, that's going to wrap up today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment your thoughts on this video as well. I hope you found this information useful, and that this has inspired you to maybe visit the park. Comment your thoughts on Kings Island, and let me know if you think I'm right or wrong on this video. And have a good day, everybody.